I would like to show you how easy it is to use the Pampered Chef Quick Cooker, which is Pampered Chef's electric pressure cooker. Here's what the front of it looks like, and all I've done is plug it in, and you can see the screen right here is blinking, and we'll call this our home screen. Right here, there are tons of pre-programmed settings, which makes cooking easy because if you want to make white rice, right there, you turn the knob until the light lights up the white rice, and then you simply push start. It's already set in. If you're cooking chicken, you turn the knob until it lights up at chicken. I passed it just a moment ago. There it is. 15 minutes, you push start, and it goes. If you do need to do a custom setting, if you're following a recipe from an Instapot cookbook or another electric pressure cooker, you can do a custom setting. Go custom, and then you can change the time if you need to do 26 minutes, if that's what the recipe calls for, and push start. Here with the Pampered Chef electric cooker, you can always assume that this is cooking on high when you're using it in the pressure cooker setting. If you're using it as a slow cooker, like a crock pot, it's cooking on what a crock pot would cook on high. So here it's 4 hours on high using the slow cooker setting. But today I'm just going to focus on the pressure cooking version because I know it can be scary when you're doing it. So here we go. So we're going to start out by doing the water test is the very first thing to do. You heard that it made that noise. That's just part of the safety features that Pampered Chef offers for knowing whether or not the lid's on or not. Here, I'm going to add 4 cups of water into the inner pot, which is this pot right here. You want to make sure that it is inside. And that's 4 cups of water. I'm simply going to put on the lid. And it makes that sound so that you know that the lid is locked, and it even lights up there to show that it's locked. And the great thing about this is that the quick cooker will not work if everything's not right. So that's just an added safety feature. I'm going to put it on for 4 minutes for the water test. So I'm going to do a custom time, and then I'm going to turn the time down to 4 minutes. And then I'm going to push start. You saw that I reached up on the top before I started pushing. I wanted to make sure that the steam part's down right here. This is the steam button, and Pampered Chef has made this an extra safety feature because when you release the steam to do a quick release, your hand isn't near the steam valve over here. So your hand's going to be back here. And I just wanted to make sure that was down so that the pressure can build inside the quick cooker to cook. When you're using the quick cooker, electric pressure cooker, you're cooking things that you would normally like simmer on the stove for hours and hours and hours, or bake in the oven for hours and hours and hours, and you're doing it in minutes instead of hours. So you can see right now that the quick cooker this has a little spinning thing going on here that's letting you know that the pressure is building. Once the pressure has built, it'll come up and it'll show the number 4. It'll count down to 0. If a recipe calls for a quick release, that's when you push the steam button up here and release the steam. If it calls for natural release, then you just leave it alone for as long as the recipe tells you to. Sometimes it says 10 minutes, sometimes it says 20 minutes. You just leave it alone. Then you push the steam release just to let any extra pressure, and then you take the lid off. Another great thing about the quick cooker is the lid will not come off until the pressure has been released. So you don't have to worry about opening the lid and it exploding or anything hot, boiling, whatever, exploding all over you. You don't have to worry about that because the lid's not going to come off until the pressure is released. Another great safety feature about the Pampered Chef Quick Cooker is that unlike other electric pressure cookers, the sides do not get hot. So you can touch it anywhere during the cooking process, though it's not recommended to do that, but it's not going to be hot if you accidentally touch it, or if you have people in your house that may come and touch things, they're not going to touch it and burn themselves, so they're not going to get hot and burn themselves. The Pampered Chef Quick Cooker also has many additional attachments or accessories that you can buy. They're not attachments, they're accessories, like a steam basket or a spring foam pan that goes inside so you can make desserts like cheesecakes, so that you can steam vegetables. Those things are not required to have. It just gives extra features for the quick cooker. And don't think of the quick cooker as something about only making soup or only making a roast. You can make green beans, you can do mashed potatoes, you can do baked potatoes, macaroni and cheese, chicken parmesan, chicken noodle soup, chicken and rice, lasagna, spaghetti. I'm trying to think of other things that I've made in my quick cooker. Chili, pork chops, definitely any type of roast, whether it's a pork loin or like a chuck roast. Besides, I have not personally made any desserts. I do know people who have made cheesecakes and other types of cakes in their quick cooker, and they've been very happy with how it's turned out. You can definitely do like seafood, like if you want to cook some shrimp really fast just to get like for shrimp cocktails, you can do that. You can cook mahi or tilapia in here. And you can also cook dried beans very quickly in the quick cooker without having to go through the soaking process and the babying it on the stove. You can just put it in the quick cooker, set it to the bean setting right here, cook it. And then also the rices, white rice, brown rice, and whole grain rice. The time varies a little differently for the type of rice, but it's the perfect rice. So if you're a person who likes to have a rice maker, perhaps your rice maker is broken, or perhaps you've never had a rice maker, this is perfect for that also. Yesterday I made white rice, 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water. 4 minutes is what the white rice setting is, and the rice came out absolutely perfect in the quick cooker. You can see that it's still building up pressure, and that's completely normal. It is quiet right now, which is normal sometimes, depending on what you're cooking, how full you have it. There might be a little steam, there might be a little hissing, but for the most part, it's going to be a silent pressurizing, and it's hands-free. So like right now, if I wasn't standing here talking to you, I would be off doing something else. So I love the quick cooker because it's hands-free cooking, and while dinner's cooking, I can do something else. Or while I'm pre-cooking something at lunchtime, I can go and do something else. I don't have to stand here and worry about boiling water on the stove. I don't have to worry about being back in the house to make sure that whatever's in the oven, that I pull it out so it doesn't burn. The quick cooker, when it's all done, after it's pressurized, it's cooked, counted down, and it's in the natural release state, it automatically goes to keep warm right here. So even if you're not in the house, let's say you're cooking spaghetti, and you're not in the house when it's done, and by the way, spaghetti only takes about 5 minutes to cook in the quick cooker, and it tastes like you have been simmering it on the stove for 8 hours. So it's delicious. But if you're not in here, it's going to stay on the keep warm setting. And so dinner will still be ready, or lunch will still be ready for you when you come back in. And just as a guidance, usually depending on how much you have in the quick cooker, about the 4-cup setting, it's going to take about 10 minutes for it to come to pressure. If you have it filled all the way up to the fill line, it could take longer. It could take 20 to 30 minutes to come to pressure. So just make sure that when you're cooking that you add that to your cook time. So for example, when I say that spaghetti cooks in 5 minutes in the quick cooker, It does. That's the countdown time that it's actually at pressure, but it does take the 10 to 15 minutes to build to pressure. So all in all, when I cook spaghetti, it takes about 30 minutes to cook it with putting the ingredients in the pot, then having it build to pressure, having it stay at pressure for the 5 minutes, and then releasing the steam and taking the lid off. It comes to right at 30 minutes. But 30 minutes of hands-free cooking works for me a lot more than standing at the stove for 8 hours stirring spaghetti sauce and boiling noodles. I can tell that it's almost gonna be at pressure because I can see that there's a little bit of steam coming out from over here. I can hear the water boiling inside. So I know it's not going to be too much longer before it comes to pressure. And once again, the sides are cool to the touch. No, it's not hot at all. It's completely room temperature. Bear with me. I know it seems like it's taking a long time, but remember, if you're cooking, you're not going to be standing here watching this. Okay, you can see it's come to pressure, so now it's going to count down from 4 all the way down to 0, and when it hits 0, it's going to beep several times, I think like 4 to 6 times. It's going to beep to alert you that it's done. But remember that whole time we were sitting here, or that you were watching it, watching the wheel spinning, if you will, you would not be here while you were cooking. You would go and do something else, whether it's fixing another side or going for a walk or playing with your kids or doing some work that you had left over or going outside and doing yard work. You would not be standing here the whole time waiting for it to come to pressure, because once you hit that start button, the quick cooker doesn't need you anymore. Pampered Chef also sends a quick cooker cooking guide with every quick cooker. In here, it'll tell you step by step 3 easy ways to get started. There's the beans without soaking that I was telling you about. Hard-boiled eggs. Get the perfect hard-boiled eggs every time. So if you're in charge of deviled eggs for Thanksgiving, make sure to go ahead and get your quick cooker ordered. And then a simple salsa chicken. So there's the directions for that. And then it gets even more specific that if you're trying to cook black beans, there's the 25 minutes, black-eyed peas, chickpeas, Great Northern beans. So this is if you're cooking from dry. And then once again, it gives you information about grains and rice. It gets very specific with the different types of rice, quinoa that you might be cooking. And it tells you how long, which setting. And once again, if it says whole grain setting, you're going to put it on the whole grain setting and just push start. This is just, for your information. And then it tells you about the natural release, or manual means quick release. And then it gives you specific recipes for different things. So here's brown rice, root vegetable mash. And it gives you the exact, select the steam setting, adjust the time to 8 minutes, and press start. You can make bread, multigrain bread. You can see that the timer, we're down to 2 minutes. Chicken teriyaki and rice. Doesn't that look delicious? Chicken parmesan pasta. And the great thing is you're going to cook the chicken and the pasta in the quick cooker at the same time. And it's all going to be done together. So that's great. We have carnitas, barbecue root beer ribs, homemade chili, pot roast with mashed potatoes, and then red lentil and spinach soup. So a huge range of things that you can make. And then here's a strawberry cheesecake that you can make also. Oh, and chocolate pudding, delicious. So many things. This comes with your quick cooker. So you'll have all those recipes at your fingertips, all the recommendations for the rice, the quinoa, the pasta, all the different means. It's all right there. So easy with the pre-programmed settings. Okay, so it beeped to let us know that it's all done. So natural release is if we just don't do anything. We don't touch anything. And then this timer is going to start counting up to let us know that it's done and it's in the keep warm setting. I'm going to show you how to do quick release or manual release. Here is the button to release the steam. This is where the steam's going to come out. On other electric pressure cookers, you have to reach and twist the steam button and burn your hand, but not with the Pampered Chef. Push it. It releases. So the steam's going to release. And remember, the lid will not come off until the pressure has been released. So you don't have to worry about opening it too soon and hot liquid or whatever exploding all over you. Like right now, if I grab it, see, it's not going to twist. You can see the timer counting up. It's been 1 minute since it finished. And that's great when, let me pull out one of the, like right here for the white grain, it says to cook it on white rice for 4 minutes, natural for 10 minutes. So if we were cooking white rice, you would leave it alone until the counter counted back up to 10. The steam is still releasing. And I just love that feature where your hand's not getting burned. That with other electric pressure cookers, their features do not allow for your fingers not to get burned. You have to use something to poke it to avoid it. Usually during this time while I'm letting the steam release, I'm getting plates out, I'm getting our bowls out, getting our forks and spoons, because I know as soon as I take off this lid, we're ready to eat. So that's usually what I spend this time doing after I push that release button, is getting everything ready to plate the food because dinner is served. Oh yes, the steam still isn't all gone, like the lid's still not coming off. I love that safety feature. We're almost done. The lid will be able to come off in just a few moments. I'll bring you back up here to the top. You can see this red. That means that it's poking up, but letting us know that the pressure is still in there. The steam's still coming out. Okay, almost. Just waiting for that to go down. Oh, there we go. All right. Making this right here. Just gonna turn. Oh, there we go. So just twist it, lift up. That's what the inside of the lid looks like. And then here is the inside. So this would be where all your cooked food is. It has the max lines for where you would fill it up to before you're cooking. And then now once you're done cooking, you would dish your food out. This can go in the dishwasher. This silver part, this black part, you just wipe down with a cloth. This, you will remove the pieces, and you can put hand wash. But you do not put the lid in the dishwasher. And that's how easy it is to use the Pampered Chef Quick Cooker.